Welcome to part 3 of our journey for Dragon Quest II. Last time we got access to a ship and the freedom to explore the world in whatever direction we like. Our 3 scions of Erdrick, or Loto, are now on the way back to Tentacle and the Dragon Lord's castle. A king-like figure was hiding out of our reach behind the red door. Now with the golden key we get access to him. The man is surprised that we came for him. Even so, he could not help us. His hope is long gone. Opening another red door, we are welcomed in a shop out of stock. They used to sell Dews yarn, a substance of wind and water. If we want to have some of it, we need to return to the Dragon Horn and search for it on the 3rd floor. 3rd floor in Japanese means 2nd floor for us. They start counting at the ground floor. In hope to find something more exciting, we return to the castle of the Dragon Lord's grandson. In part 2, we found a treasure vault, which we could not enter. Returning to it becomes a disappointment. There's really nothing of significance in here. Just some gold, a return item, lottery ticket and a medical herb. After this major disappointment, we head towards the next treasure vault, that of Prince Hero's home. In one of the chests in here, we find the mark of Erdrick, which we can exchange for Erdrick's helmet when we return it to the unfriendly sage, south of Alefgard. Here I also expected a bit more. Having traveled so much around the ocean to test our new key, it's time to visit another town I passed by several times before. At the first glance, it looks more like a campsite for a stranded man and his dog. But by opening the door, a whole underground city is to be found. Our heroes are welcomed to Wellgraf by a woman singing her song. It appears to be a prosperous place with lots of options for shopping. Among the high-tier gear we find a dubious shop offering a hidden item. At first this looks like a bug. Hero gets forced to decide if he wants to buy it for an unknown but high price or not. The only information about it we get is that it is of high craftsmanship. Of course we buy it. Our curiosity gets rewarded with a jailer key, but we need to promise that we keep it a secret where we got this from. In this town, we hear for the first time where to search for Hargon. After all this traveling, I almost forgot our main objective. Hargon is described as Master of Deception, who dwells on the plateau of Rona. Only with Malrov's eye a way can be opened to get up to him. There used to be a road from Rona to a town close to an isolated valley, which we haven't found yet. Wellgraf's largest building in the north is a prison. Here we find a guard boasting about having caught rogue Fastfinger. He imprisoned him and threw away the key, but he admits that the thief somehow still managed to escape. With our jailer key we have the option to check a cell. The door was locked, and the only thing suspicious is the wall. Checking it reveals a hidden room in which rogue Fastfinger hides himself. The group corners him, resulting in Fastfinger handing over the Watergate key, promising to never steal again. At the moment, we don't know what to do with the new key. It's a totally different story when it comes to the jailer key. Back at Osterfair, we tried to free the prisoner that gave us the tip for the gold key. The man prefers to remain in his cell. I guess it's too early to expect an NPC to react to the changes in his environment, at least if the change isn't plot-driven. Anyway, with our gold key we get access to the back entry of the armor shop and find in the treasure chest Gaya's armor, a nice addition for Hero's equipment. Another time in Middenhall, our group inspects the dungeon. The guard down here mentions that he thinks it's inappropriate for our Royal Prince Hero to come down here. Freeing the first prisoner, we hear of the Life Crest. It's located on the dark road to Rhone. The second prisoner is enclosed in a higher guarded cell. Turns out he is a friend of Hargon and takes the chance to launch an attack at our group. Defeating him rewards Princess Peter with the Staff of Thunder. During our time of travels from one place to the other, I used the echoing flute in search of crests at various places. And now we finally get a hit. One of the portals connected to the southern hideout of Alefgard leads to a small island. Here for the first time something answered the call of our flute. Scanning the ground, our heroes find in the grass the Sun Crest, the second of 5 together. Back in Leftwain, we open the last door we had no access to and reach an underground prison. The jailer's key proves itself useful again. The monsters imprisoned here are really tough and still leave no reward behind. Since this is most suspicious, Peter blows the echoing flute one more time, and we again get an answer, this time from the Water Crest. The next response we track down comes from a tower on a small island I passed by several times as well. Problem is, the flute responds at every layer of this massive construction, and searching every tile appears insane. Means instead of doing that, we search for an outstanding spot. First we rise to the top and find a guard stationed to watch the plateau on the central continent where Hargon lingers. The top of the tower is also ridiculously large, but has a central chamber where we search for the crest. But nothing. There must be something I missed, so I sent our heroes down again to inspect the other ways up. Our efforts get paid off. In one of the higher levels, a minion of Hargon strays around. It seems it noticed our group approaching. By following him, we run into an old man, who prompts Hero to follow him if he wants to get what he seeks. This screams trap. But we follow the old man anyway. A long way down, right into a corner with a chest. Requested to open it. That's the moment the trap snaps, and 3 servants of Hargon attack our heroes. With no success. Like last time in the cell, we get no reward, so we again search the ground after defeating these creatures. Our intention was right, and we find the star crest. By now, we nearly have been everywhere on the world map. Just one small settlement is missing. We can find it by traveling to a remote valley with 2 rivers leading us land inwards. The people here speak about the Tower of the Moon, located in their south. They believe a fragment of the moon could be found in it, even though access to that tower has been blocked for years. In Toon's center lives a man by the name of Don Mahone, a legendary master weaver, capable of producing the water-flying cloth. But not now, since his loom got stolen by someone smelling like fish. Which leads us back to the Fisherman Island and a ridiculously large wizard house with its closed doors. By unlocking the left cell, we are able to retrieve the stolen loom and return it to Mahone, so he can work on the water-flying cloth for Princess Peter using Deuce yarn. The process will take a while, till we reboot the game to be precise. Anyway, Toon's most unique feature is the water gate in the north. As of recently, the people here are troubled with a theft committed by a rogue Fastfinger, who stole the key to open the water gates. Since we have found the thief already and got the stolen key from him, we can use it to open the water gate by ourselves, and by that, flood a dried out waterbed. Now the river is again connected with the moon tower, but before we head there, we will pet the sweet little dog, whose owners can't agree how to name him, even though I think Rufus is a fine name for him, especially regarding the way he barks. Repurposing our ship as bridge, we can step into the moon tower. Its entrance really surprised me with the large statues in its center. They are really impressive. The enemies we encounter in here are tougher versions of the beasts we have faced before, requiring caution from us while moving on. This is my favorite tower of them all. Its layout isn't too complex, nor too large, and Toon is close by to heal back up and return as needed. We reach the top and find a chest. It's empty. A known pattern by now. Somehow most chests at the top of structures are void in this game. On our way up we passed by a red door, indicating the proper way that leads down to a sage, who shares a small room with another treasure chest. He allows our heroes to open it, and by that, get hold of the moon fragment. A hint on what to do with the moon fragment is found at another monolith north of Middenhall Castle. A sage in here is asking about Malroth's eye. We don't have it, but we can find it with the help of the moon fragment that grants access to a cave on an island. The island will have to wait for us till the next and final part. Our heroes by now gathered 4 of the required 5 crests. We know that the last one is somewhere on the way to Ronan, where Hargon dwells. Once we get it, we will need to find a way to reach the ocean floor and present the quests to the wizard Rubus before we can finally face the evil Hargon. So let's meet again next time. Bye!